Hey, Ash. Ειρήνουκο.
Hi. Hello. Sorry, it's like taking forever. Hold on, let me fix this little thing really quick.
That's okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. Hi.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
How
How are you doing?
Can you hear me all right? Or do we have a delay? Or it's fine, right?
I think this is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, hello.
All right. Well, hello and welcome. Thank you so much for being here today.
Yes, I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me. I saw a couple of your lives with a couple of different people. I know the last one I saw was with Jessica. So I was like, oh my God, let me see if I can get on and talk to her. I think that'd be amazing. So I'm happy to be here.
Yes, I'm so happy also because I did find your profile. I don't know when I saw it exactly. I was like, I definitely like need to have a live with her. And here we are, you see?
Yes, we are here. So it's going to be good.
Yes, yes. Can we start by you introducing yourself and telling us a few things about yourself, if that's okay?
Yeah, so I'm Brandi Benson. I'm a Ewing sarcoma cancer survivor. I'm also a veteran. I'm also an entrepreneur, and I'm an author and a speaker. So I got a pretty cool slate of things that I get to do, and the different hats I get to wear at different times. So it's pretty awesome.
Yes, you have a lot of things going on. Like I don't know where should I start from.
I definitely do. Yeah, I do. But it's fun to do different things and to grow and to learn different experiences through the experiences. So I feel like I'm like a jack of all trades for sure. I can do a lot of cool stuff.
No, I am all for that because I am like that. Like I even told you when we spoke, like, oh, I wanted to try army out, then I wanted to try something else out. So yeah, I do get that. Like I get so excited and I actually want to try everything because I feel that helps you in so many ways, like with your character, with the way you think.
Yeah.
You just develop yourself in so
Right.
many ways.
Right.
And also I feel that it also helps you with like problem solving because
Yeah.
you know your brain just works differently.
Right. Yeah, I feel like we can be great at so many different things, but the world tells us we have to pick one job and do that one job super good. But when you can do so many more things, and I feel like a lot of us were probably more talented than we realize, but because we've been like put inside of a box, no one really dares to step out or try anything new because it's not there. Like they're not an expert in it, but they probably are. You can be experts in lots of different fields. So I think it's great. I love it.
Yes, definitely. And that's the thing, that even when someone decides to step out of the box, as you say, usually it's like, you know, like what are you doing? Like why do you want to risk doing that
Right.
you don't know? Or you know, you always have people that say that, even people that are, you know, family and friends will say that to you, like, you know, stick to what you know.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah, for sure. So let's take it from the beginning. Let's say you were in the army, correct?
Yep. Yes.
Okay. And yeah, if you want to tell us a few things about that, and then obviously how you found out about that you had sarcoma, like, you know, you
Okay.
lead the line.
Yeah. Okay. So in 2008, I got deployed to Iraq. I was in a place called Diwania, which is I think it's 180 something like that miles away from Baghdad. It's south from Baghdad. It's in a town called Dimania. I was at Fob Echo, and Fob Echo was known as like the red zone kind of. So there was lots of bombs, lots of mortars. There was, you know, just war and war, and that's basically how it was happening. It was extremely scary, very surreal. And around December timeframe.
Can I ask you something? Sorry, I'm interrupting you, but is that a choice? Like, can you say, like, you know, no, I don't want to go out there, or is it a choice you can have when you're in the army?
No,
no, you just said.
Unless you get pregnant, then okay, you don't have to go get deployed and all of that. So it's a funny little story for that. So when people were finding out that their unit was going to be getting deployed pretty soon, lots of women end up mysteriously getting pregnant. So before you go on the bus to go to the airport, you have to get your own analysis, get that all done. Make sure you're not on drugs and you're not pregnant. Out of like 15 women, there was 2 of us that weren't pregnant. And we had to go. Everybody else was pregnant. And everyone was like, oh my God, like what happened? It's like, you know what you did. We call those deployment babies. But anyways, so okay, that ended up happening for, you know, a couple of different women. And that's one of the, I don't want to say an option, but that's something that does not allow you to be deployed in a war zone, or like a hardship, I guess you can say. It's being pregnant. But now 2008.
Yes.
2008. In December timeframe, I was experiencing extreme fatigue. I was really tired. I was super exhausted. And no matter how much rest I got, I was just so tired. Like I couldn't like get enough sleep like ever. I would sleep literally 14 hours and still be so tired. And I was like, my God, I don't know what's going on. So I thought it was me being in Iraq. I'm deployed. I'm away from my family. I'm in the middle of a war zone. I'm 24. This is my first time really like being away from, you know, everything I know, kind of being like a whole different world. And I really was. So I thought maybe it's just like stress, anxiety, like depression, like all of that, like happening. So that's what I kind of chalked it up to. And then in January 2009, like a month later, I was working out really hard and I was doing my like leg routine. And I decided like to stretch. So I pulled my left leg up to my chest and I found a lump sticking out of my leg. And because I didn't know that cancer could be anywhere in the body, I automatically didn't think it was cancer, because why would it be cancer? Like cancer is only breast cancer, brain cancer, lung cancer, stomach cancer, like all the stuff you see on TV. I never once saw anything about cancer in the leg or like in the rib and, or, you know, in the head. Like there was just nothing like that. So I didn't like think it was anything detrimental to my health, because I didn't know about that kind of stuff. So kind of just like show a couple of friends, I show my roommate, I show some people, and everyone thinks it's really important and concerning, and I'm the only one who thinks nothing's wrong, that I go get it checked out. I'm like, okay. So I go to the medics, and the medics is like the hospital in deployment downrange. So I show them, and her name was Captain May, was her name. And she puts her hand on it, and she's like moving it around, and, you know, she's asking me questions like, does it hurt? How long have you had it? You know, does it feel like, is any sharp pain? I'm like, you know, nothing's wrong with it. I don't know what it is. And she's like, okay, we're going to send you immediately to Baghdad. And I was like, okay, cool. So, all right, that's fine. But because in Baghdad, that means that I will be out of the war zone. So I'm going to be going to a green zone where there's a hospital, a real hospital. There's real bathrooms. There's real everything, like real infrastructure, real rooms. So I'm going to be more safe in Baghdad than the little tiny fob that, you know, it was basically like a bullseye, like a target. We were getting bombed all the time instead of being there. So I go to Baghdad, and I get a CT scan. The doctor comes over, and he tells me that he thinks I should get an MRI. And he highly suggests that I do it, but I have the option to go back to Fob Echo. And I'm exhausted, and I'm so tired. And I'm like, gosh, the further I get away from my fob, the longer I had to catch up on some rest and some sleep. So I automatically opt for Germany, right? I'm like, that's my me. I'm going to go to Germany. Like, that'd be cool. So I go get an MRI in Germany, and then they tell me that I have a tumor. And then that's when I started doing some research, and I'm like, I don't even know what a tumor is. Like, what is that? what's a tumor? I've never met anybody with a tumor, or not that I knew of. So I look online and I see, one's like malignant, one's benign. So that means that it could be cancer or it's not. And I'm like, okay, well, there's no way I have cancer, because I'm not unhealthy. I work out, I eat good, I exercise, I don't do drugs. I'm in like the best shape of my life. And I thought cancer only happens to people who were like much older, unhealthy, really bad health habits, not, just not like the picture of health. So I didn't think that I was going to have cancer. So we do the MRI, it's a tumor. And I remember the doctor telling me, well, we're going to hope and pray that it's not Ewing sarcoma. I was like, okay, like what does that mean? I hope it's not that too, like, all right. And he's like, but I think it's a nerve sheath tumor. So I'm like, okay. So I go online, I look up Ewing sarcoma. It's a death sentence. I go on, what a nerve sheath tumor is. That one sounds a little better. So I'm like, I'm praying, hoping I have that other cancer instead of the other one. Yeah. And so when I leave Germany, I think I have a nerve sheath tumor the whole entire time, because that's what they said it was. So I get to Walter Reed Medical Center, which was located in DC at the time. It's the Army hospital. I get there and they tell me I have to do a new biopsy. I have to get all these new testings done. And I'm like, why? I already had all this stuff. They said I have nerve sheath tumor. Let's get this chemo done so I don't die. I want to get it done now. And they're like, no, you have to make sure it's exactly that. So I'm like, okay. So we do another biopsy. And by this time, when like what most people know with cancer, it's like your cells continue to replicate. And they just keep growing. So when you disturb cancer, like you get a biopsy, your body thinks it has to heal it. So it continues to grow and grow. So it started out as like a small orange, and it ended up growing into a really large, like watermelon, like a small watermelon. It was huge. I couldn't extend my leg out. I couldn't put pressure on it. My feet were going numb. It was pushing on my main artery in my leg. It was just giving me a lot of headache. And it's because they kept doing biopsies and it kept then growing and manifesting and getting larger. So we do the new biopsy. They come back and they sit me and my mom down and they tell me that it's not a nerve sheath tumor, that it's Ewing sarcoma cancer. And I was like, what? What do you mean it's Ewing sarcoma cancer? I was like, that's exactly what the doctor said he didn't want me to have. And then as soon as that happened, I went into like a really dark depression. I think I'm gonna die. I'm really sad that my mom's gonna watch me die. My sister's gonna watch me die. My nephew Donovan is not gonna have an aunt anymore. I'm gonna miss out on all these really amazing opportunities to watch him grow. I'm gonna, I feel really upset that I'm going to leave, and I'm gonna leave like a hole in my mom's heart. Like I feel just so terrible that this is happening to me, of course, but to her, and they have to live the rest of their lives like missing this individual. So I was just really sad about that. So the doctors, they kind of educate me a little bit more about the sarcoma cancer, and this type spreads to your lungs, your spinal cord, your brainstem. And so what we're trying to make sure is that it didn't metastasize anywhere, because it was just localized in my leg. And so we're really hoping that it didn't spread to the bones and it didn't go all over these different areas, because if it did, I had a really great chance of, killing me and destroying my life, basically. So after we do the biopsy, I find out what type of cancer is, what I'm really, looking, at in the future. We kind of keep asking the doctors, like, well, what's the prognosis? What's going to be happening? And they're not very hopeful. They think I'm going to die. They have me updating my will like once a week for quite some time. They making sure all my affairs are in order. I'd have this chaplain that would come into my hospital, and he was a Catholic, and he'd come in with this huge cross and he'd lay it on me, and he was just really dramatic. And, I understand he was, trying to prepare me and all that stuff, but it was just so overwhelming with people who thought I was going to die because they had never seen a case like this. And then on paper, on, what they're reading online is that I shouldn't be alive and I'm not going to make it out of here alive. but I just feel like it's I don't know. I felt like it could have been dealt with a little better, because that really drove me insane. Like, my mental health was declining every time they told me that they thought I was going to die. My mother's crying. We're both crying. We're not, we're really depressed. We don't know what's going to be happening. But they just, they didn't know. They're people too. And according to what they saw and what they hear and what their research is, so they're just delivering me my information. But it was really hard to take. So I did about 101 rounds of chemotherapy in less than a year. And that's honestly like unheard of. So I did 17 cycles of that. I didn't have to do any radiation. They removed my entire adductor muscle out of my leg. I had to learn to walk again. I had to learn how to be okay with this new person, because towards the end of it, I had to realize that this life that I was fighting for the entire time in the hospital was not my life anymore. Like, that Brandi was dead and gone. And I had to embrace and love this new individual who was like now weak. She's bald. She has a huge scar in her leg. I'm disfigured. I have a disability now. So it was just really hard just accepting all of this stuff that was happening to me in a short amount of time. It was insane. It was really hard, but I ended up getting through it. My mother was there for me the entire time. She was there for me from the very first day I started treatment to the very last day. We were getting pushed out, and I was finished. So she was my support system, and I believe that she's the reason why I'm here today, because I know how important it is to have somebody by your side and believing in you, even if you don't believe in yourself, and reminding you of how great you are and how you can overcome something so traumatizing in life. And if I didn't have her, I don't think I would have made it. I really don't. There were about 12 people on the ward when I first got there. Every single one of them passed away. They all died. I was the only one left on that ward. It was me, just me. And I was the only one with a really strong support system, and it was my mom. So I think she's the reason why I'm here today. And that's why I'm such a stickler on support systems, and a healthy support system, because you need that when you're going through adversity.
I don't know where to start from.
Yeah.
That's crazy. First of all, like how your story started, and what you said, like they just gave you a death sentence. It was like, what? It's as you say, it was like it's over.
Yeah.
Updating your will and everything. Like, that's crazy. And the person coming in, as you say, like with the cross and all that, like, even I don't agree with that. Okay, like that. Even if you're like, okay, yes, I can deal with this. Like, which needs obviously like a really strong character in order to do so. But like having someone to come in and you're declaring you dead before you even are.
Yeah.
That can like mess up with your brain in so many ways.
Yeah.
Even if you're the most positive person.
Yeah, it was so hard. I was like, when you go to the doctors, you go to get answers, right? So when you get the answer you don't want to hear, and they're like consistent on that, it's like, oh, this is not good. But this was just at first. So maybe like the first 2.5, 3 months, it was like really intense. Everyone thought I was going to die. They were coming in all the time, all of that, all that crazy stuff. And then maybe like the 4th month I was there, we all started saying, okay, she's gonna make it. The chemotherapy is responding to the cancer is shrinking. Like, okay, we think this is gonna be all right. But at first it was really hard. It was really hard.
Did you have, because I'm guessing most hospitals do that, do you have someone that comes in to help you mentally?
Oh, yeah. Yep. So they gave me the option to have therapy. So I did physical therapy, and I had mental therapy. So I saw a psychologist. And at first I was like, why would I do this? Like, I don't need this. This is ridiculous. Like, come on. But as time was going on and I was like, so much is happening and I'm enduring so much. And, I'm just this new individual that's, you know, transpiring, and I have to accept, like, I needed somebody to talk to. So I did. I had a psychologist that I spoke to, and I believe I saw her like twice a week. So I saw that person. I did all my sessions, and then when I got out of the hospital and I continued my care, I still saw a psychologist, and I still do one till this day. I think it's super important to not even like have it only when you're going through trauma or some sort of hardship in life, but just to have one to speak to on a weekly basis, monthly basis. Like, I just feel like it's healthy to bounce ideas off of people, and to talk and kind of be in a safe environment, and knowing that whatever you're going to be saying is not going to be like held against you. Like, you can really be honest with yourself and talk. So I just think it's good to get it out.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%, because I do therapy the past 2 years, and it's not that I had, let's say, you know, something happened, like say, you know, you went obviously through a very hard experience and a very hard time. So it's not that I went through something like that. It's just that I kept thinking about it the past years. I was like, I know that if I go to therapy, like, it's gonna make me see things so different than what I'm seeing now. And I wish I had started much earlier, because it's crazy, because, you know, there's always that stigma around therapy and around psychologists that, you know, there's something wrong with you. That's why you do therapy. And I've spoken about this in other lives that I have done. That obviously, yes, that is changing through time, because that's what I was saying, that if I said to my father now, you know what, I do therapy like the past 2 years, he'd be like, okay, what have we done wrong? Like, what have we done something while you were growing up, or like, what is wrong with you? Like, are you going through something that we don't know? Because obviously it's a totally different generation than the one that we are, and the next one is going to be. But at the end of the day, that's the thing, that therapy that's what I always say with my friends, because a lot of my friends do it also. It's a gift to yourself, and it just makes you see, like, I feel it makes things simple, like, for your inside of, like, you know, if, let's say, you know, you're driving down the road, okay, and someone, like, you know, you get like angry and stuff. Yeah, even simple things like that, you're like, okay, why did they get angry now? Like, maybe it like triggered something, right? Like, even simple everyday things that will happen to you, it just makes things, I don't know, I feel is what I say, it's a gift to yourself. It's the best thing you can do. And as you said, it gives you, yes, because I've heard this also a lot of times, like, why do I need to do therapy? Like, my friends and family. But it's totally different, because, you know, you can say whatever you want without, as you say, without being judged. Like, it's 100% a safe place. That yes, you have friends and family, but it's totally different. That I feel if you don't experience even once, like, you can understand it. I feel everyone should do it, therapy. Or at least try it.
Try it. I feel like it's like, it can kind of like a mentor a little bit. Like, instead of, you don't think of it as like therapy, think of it as they're mentoring you. They're guiding you and giving you ideas for whatever your goals are, whatever you're trying to work on to overcome something, to reach something, to be better in something. I think it's wonderful. So I don't know.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, I love it. And sometimes my therapist will be like, you know, well, you know, I have a couple of different therapists. I have like 3 of them for 3 different areas in my life. But they'll be like, okay, well, you know, if you feel like you need any more work, we can schedule more, or we can, you know, we can follow up in 3 months. I'm like, no, I want it once a week still, and I just want to talk. That's what I want to do. So let's put me on the schedule. I don't have to have something wrong. And like, I want to know that, okay, you know, I want to be able to talk to somebody and get these ideas or whatever it is. I just feel like it's important to be able to express yourself and to talk, because I feel like I talk more openly with that, like a therapist, versus somebody that I kind of care about and I don't want to hurt their feelings.
Yes, no, I get it. And it also even helps me with that part. I mean, I'm a person that doesn't, even though I speak, it's easy for me, like, you know, to walk up like to a stranger, like 2 hours. But then, like, for people that are really close to me, I get like, you know, a close up. And that has actually helped me, because it gives you so many ways how to communicate your feelings, instead of, let's say, I don't know, getting angry or not talking or crying, or, you know, because every person reacts differently in situations. So, you know, it gives you that like push and help to actually find ways to communicate better. And just pass what you want to say, you know, whether it's no, whether you want to speak about your ideas, so many ways. So yes, I couldn't agree more with you. But what I want to ask you also about sarcoma is because the previous live I did, obviously I did like some research about it, because I didn't even know about this cancer till recently, because I feel there's not enough awareness about it out there. We know like the basic of cancer, and which I find that is really bad, because as you say, you saw something on your leg and it didn't go like, okay, maybe I like pulled a neck, because obviously you were in the army and in a war zone. So, you know, obviously maybe, you know, something happened there, instead of thinking, it might be cancer, because everyone is aware of, as you say, like brain or breast cancer. Let's say the basic, which is really bad, because people won't look into it until it's too late.
That's what usually happens when people get diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma. It's like pretty like advanced already in the stages in the disease state, and a lot of them don't live because they don't even know what to look out for. They don't know what the symptoms are. They have no idea about early detection, or that is even a cancer, so they don't know what to look out for. And it's just really sad, and it affects young children and young boys, and all those lives that could be saved, or, you know, at least prolonged a bit more if people were just educated properly. I think it's pretty sad, and it drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. I remember I had one person I was talking to. I was like, yeah, and it's fine because they don't know. But they were, you know, asking me what type of cancer I had, and, you know, I explained to them what it was, and then they like drafted up my bio and they called me a breast cancer person. I was like, what? No, I have cancer, not breast cancer. Not all cancer is breast cancer. Come on, people.
Yeah, no, okay. I don't think people are not like that. I mean, yes, obviously we need more awareness and more educated about that. I mean, in general about things, but obviously cancer, because there's so many deaths from cancer, and we can actually change that. But that's the thing, that a lot of people do that. I even do it a lot of the time. I'm like, you know, I might hear someone be like, oh, come on, nothing, like I probably work too much, or maybe, you know, a mass or exercise, whatever. But that's the thing that I feel, at least I'm going to speak about the UK now.
Okay.
All right. I feel, at least for the UK, that there isn't even that support from the system itself. I know we are going a bit deep now, but I will give the simple version. Is because if, for example, you're in pain and it's like, oh, you know what, I have a pain in my eye or something, it probably would take you like 2 months until someone actually sees you. So that's gonna, I mean, yes, you can go to ER and they probably like paracetamol, but there's so many, if you see like there's videos on TikTok, on YouTube, that actually make fun of the health system in the UK, because yes, if you see it, which they're great to see, it's fun, but at the end of the day, it's really sad.
Yeah.
Because you could actually help. I mean, I don't know if there's like obviously other reasons behind all that, but they leave things, they prolong it, in which is bad, because then it's too late, as you say. It's something as cancer, when we could prevent that.
It's the same thing with the VA. The VA takes forever. The VA is Veteran Affairs Hospital. So when you're in the military and you get retired, you can go to the VA hospital, and that's where I go to. It takes 1,000 years to get seen, unless you're already put on the books and it's like a schedule, like already set. Say like I get sick and something's wrong with me, I need to go to the ER, because I know that I'm not going to get seen for a very long time, you know? So I don't know about 2 months, but sometimes it's just like, wow, like I had vertigo last year and I had it for 44 days. Super crazy. 44 days I had vertigo, and I was like, I got to get seen, like something's wrong with me. I don't feel well. And they're like, oh, we can get you in like 3 weeks. I'm like, what? No, like I didn't know I had vertigo. I thought I had brain cancer because I was so dizzy and I was like losing my balance and I was feeling really nauseous. And vertigo is like when you feel, you know.
I know.
So I was like, 3 weeks. I'm like, I can't go 3 weeks like this. This is crazy. So I had to go to the ER, went to the ER, did all that. And then they were able to put me in some orders to go get seen. But had I not gone and did that, I'd be suffering for 3 more weeks. Like it's insane. So I understand that part. The VA and the UK got something in common.
I know, but that drives me like crazy because it also causes me anxiety because I'm like,
Yeah.
what if, knock on wood, something like I have something like serious and I don't manage to have time to prevent it.
Yeah.
I do panic about things like that. And I will give you a simple story. I think I said it in the previous live about I had a back issue like last year, and it was like really serious. So like I lost a month of work. Like I was on the floor crying, like the pain. I was like, I've never been in worse pain in my life.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Then the people were like, which I find awful. Like people at work were like, walk it off. It's probably like I don't know. I'm like, that maybe is like worse. Anyway, so I went like probably like 3 times to the hospital. They gave me like a bunch of like drugs, which actually made me like sleep like probably like all day.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not for drugs. Like I hate them in general. Drugs like which are for medication or for not, you get whatever. But
yeah.
So I took them like 3 days and then I stopped them because I like couldn't handle not having like being drunk all day, let's say. Then it just left. And then it came back like, I don't know, 2 months ago. Like the pain was probably worse. Like I couldn't even walk to go to the toilet. Like I was on the floor, like really bad. Like, yes. Anyway, so I go back to the hospital. They were like, we could give you like, some paracetamol, which is like nothing.
Yeah,
like,
it's nothing.
I'm like, I can't, I'm probably gonna lose my job because of this. They were like, it's like really common, like happens like, and they gave me like a telephone consultation of like, okay, you know, if I walk, the guy said to me, if I went down the street now, I spoke to 10 people your age, 8 of them would probably have it. It's probably because of too much work and the age, which I'm like, what age? I'm like in my 30s. It's not like I'm 90.
Wow, right?
Yeah, I know. And because I, like, since forever I've been like doing basketball, so they were like, okay, it's probably from like sports and stuff, but they don't do x-rays. Like you have to beg or be in a car accident to have an MRI. So I was like, I know what it, like I've spoken with my doctor in Greece, like I probably just need to do an MRI, like to see what it is, because like obviously with the MRI you can see everything. And they were like, you can't do an MRI because it might cause you cancer. And I was like,
oh, interesting. Wow.
Okay, but I get that. But it's not like I'm doing an MRI every day, okay?
Right.
Like, yeah. So I actually, after like probably, I left again after a month, and I actually had to go to Greece, which is my home country, have an MRI there with a different doctor, which he's amazing, and actually found out that I need to do like a small surgery because like in my spine, like let's say something has like cracked. And yeah, not cracked exactly, but that's like the simple version of the story. And if I do sports with like basketball, the jumping, that like flares up. So, and he gave me like some medication like specific for that. It was that simple. Like I went to Greece and I found out in less than a week what I had.
Wow.
And it's crazy because, and that's just an example, like my personal experience of how the system works here. And it's in general because I've noticed it from like people that, you know, from friends and family that actually had issues, had to go through the NHS, which is the system in UK. And it's crazy because if you think that something more serious can happen to you, you probably won't have time.
Yeah.
And it's
especially since they don't want to do the tests that could help you out and find out, you know, figure out what's going on to diagnose you. Wow.
It's crazy because for me, I'm like, you know, if I feel that something is wrong, I'm just gonna book a ticket and go to Greece. Like I don't have trust.
Yeah. Wow. That is crazy.
I know.
Wow.
I know. But let's go back to your story.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you about sarcoma cancer. Is it something that someone else maybe had in your family, or no?
No.
So
no, not at all.
Is it? So yeah. So you say no one had it in your family. how does it, like, how do they, let's say, justify it, like the doctors? Is it something like, because as you say, you had a really, you know, eating well, no smoking, nothing. You were in the army, so obviously, like, yeah, you had that good, like, health every
Yeah.
day. But like, is there a reason why it happens? They think.
There's no reason. I mean, I think I have a reason why it happened. I'm pretty sure. I think I got it from being deployed in Iraq. I think I got it from the burn pits out there. I think I got it from, so like mortars would come and they explode, and then there's radiation that's like leaking all out, and it's all on the ground. It's everywhere. There was mortars that didn't detonate, and we'd walk past them on a daily basis. So there was tons of different things that could potentially have caused the cancer that I got. And I think that's what it was. And the people that were on the ward when I got, when I was first at Walter Reed, the majority of them were from deployment. So they came from, they were perfectly fine. You know, they were okay to be shipped out and be deployed. And then however long it was later, they ended up getting sick with cancer, going to Walter Reed, and they passed away. So I think the component is the deployment areas and the bombs and the mortars and the radiation and all that stuff, and the toxic water and all the stuff you're exposed to while being in the war. I think that's what caused my cancer, but I don't know how to prove that. If you do, let me know. because there's a lot of people that, you know, we need some compensation for this.
Yeah, maybe we need to start send your ideas of what might have happened. But I do agree with that, because I even worry, because I like to have a healthy diet in general in my life. I don't really want to eat, because like in England, McDonald's is like life, which I hate that.
Really?
Yes, it's like you actually see kids going to school like 7 o'clock in the morning with McDonald's. Like,
okay, hold on. Do you guys have Becky burgers there?
No, what's that? Do we? No, I've never seen them at least.
It's made out of horse. Yeah. Maybe not. Yeah, well, I know
maybe not.
It's in Belgium. I know that over there they call them Becky burgers. And I was like, what? So don't eat any McDonald's, because that's what you're probably eating is the horse. Anyways, next.
Well, they say IKEA has horse meatballs.
Where?
At IKEA.
IKEA?
IKEA? I don't know how you say it. In Greece they say IKEA. In England they say it IKEA. So.
Oh, I don't know. Well, I don't eat meat, so I should be safe though.
Oh yeah, there you go. But what I want to say is that, yeah, in here, in general, the whole fast food lifestyle is like a really big thing, like almost every day, especially from a really young age. As I say, like I go to work really early, and you see like children, you know, waiting for the bus and stuff, and eating burgers and all that, which I find, I don't like that as yeah, as it doesn't, yeah. But what I want to say is that even though I like eating healthy, yes, okay, I might have like a burger here and there, I even worry about what I eat, like the vegetables, because I'm like, yeah, okay, I feel like I like what I'm eating. Yeah, that's great. You're eating, let's say, a salad today, and then straight away I'm thinking like, oh my God, what they've sprayed them with, like, you know, how should I wash them? Am I washing them correct? And I have all these like panics in my head just by eating a salad.
It's true. There's lots of stuff going on all over the place. Pesticides on stuff, the GMOs on stuff. Yeah, it's crazy. You never know what you think. That's why I think you should grow your own stuff. I think that I need to take, no, that's what they need to teach in school. They need to teach people how to grow a garden. That's super important. How to grow your own food, how to like filter clean water, and like budgeting and I don't know, stuff like that you really need in life. Yeah, you need like math and stuff, but I don't feel like you need geometry or algebra. I mean, I don't know, maybe you do. I have no clue, but I just feel like some of the stuff is just a waste of time. Or like a million years of English. Like teach me some stuff about stocks and investing and like stuff like that, you know? Yeah. And then teach you about your taxes, how to do your taxes, how to write your taxes, how to write your taxes. Right? I feel like that's what's really missing in like the school education system is like you know, things that we do that affects us and that will allow us to do better and make better choices in life versus the other stuff. I don't know. Yeah.
No, I agree with that because I feel that we are covering so many topics on this live. Like,
I know. Sorry, we're going way off. We're supposed to be talking about cancer.
No, it doesn't matter because that's what
Okay.
I like with the lives. I mean, I don't know about the people watching, but this is what I like because it's more of a conversation than actually, you know, as I said to you when we spoke before, that, you know, here I take questions, learn them off by heart.
Yeah.
It's that, I don't know, I like that as a concept. But what I want to say on what you're saying now is that I feel that the educational system in general is left like years back. Like the way it was, I don't know, 50 years back, it's probably like the same with changes probably at like some sessions, okay?
Yeah.
But it's what you're saying that, you know, as we try to develop ourselves, you know, therapy or whatever, it's the same that it should start like from a really young age. And that's what I was saying at the previous live, that I also had a live with this lady that she writes children books. She's here in the UK, and she writes children books about, let's say, a child that has a limb difference or that is in a wheelchair. And I find that we need books like that in school. They have started, but not enough for me, because we need to educate the children in that way, because there's so many adults that actually are not aware of things. Even us, like I didn't know about sarcoma, and as you say, you had this idea of, you know, breast cancer and brain. Like, we don't know. There's so many things that we need to spread awareness about, and obviously, if we start from a really young age, it would just develop adults with, you know, educated and to treat people in a better way. Because usually the unknown causes, you know, you have the fear, so then racism starts. So there's like, you know, this huge circle that needs obviously to be broken. But yes, even if there's, you know, books, I mean, I never remember in school learning about cancer in any way.
I didn't learn about cancer in school either.
Yes, there is, exactly. There's so many things. Obviously, I'm not saying turn it into a whole class throughout the year, but have it like maybe once a month.
Yeah, or nutrition, the importance of it, how to eat right. And so some people think just because they're eating tons of junk food, like it's, you know, you're fine, but you're actually like starving yourself of minerals and vitamins and like properties that you need to keep yourself and your blood glucose like at a nice level. It's a bunch of stuff that is very intricate, but we don't know about it because nobody talks about it. Like, they think it's okay to be eating chips and hot dogs and meat every single day. And it's like, no, you need to be eating vegetables and fruits and fresh whole grain foods too. You know, that helps your body replenish your body, and drinking water and not drinking soda all the time. My God, soda's like the worst for you. It is so bad. Super bad. So bad. So I haven't drank soda in so long. So long. But back in high school, I would get back from soccer practice and I would drink like 6 of them in like one sitting. I'd just be chugging it down, so thirsty, and crack up another one, drink, and just keep drinking it. I'm like, my God, it's terrible. But I did know better, you know. I didn't know that wasn't good for me. Like, I don't know how I didn't know, but I had no clue.
No, I get it, because I was like that. Because I remember, especially after basketball training, or actually before, I used to drink like Red Bulls. I was like, yeah, this is what I need, like, to have a perfect practice. Otherwise, you know, I'm not. But
look at, I like Sam. You're doing some good stuff. He says unhealthy people are easier to control, which is so true, because you feel like crap all the time, and you just, it's true. Okay, so also too, when I eat a lot of sugar, because sometimes like I can't help myself and I get these damn cravings and I like shove my stuff. It's really bad. But it takes me about 3 to 4 days to recover from feeling like groggy and tired or have no energy. I don't feel good. I feel like so just not like myself. Like I have no energy. I feel so depleted. And it's because of all the sugar I ate and all the bad food that I ate. But it takes me about 3 days to like get it out my system, and then finally like it'll be gone, and then I start, you know, giving myself back proper nutrition. But it takes me some time to get back to being normal.
No, I get it, because I'm like, if I could live from sugar, I would, but I don't.
Yeah, it's hard.
But the moment I will eat, even if it's, let's say, I don't know, a Snickers, let's say, then it's like something gets triggered, and I'm like, I need to find more chocolate, like somewhere, and then it's, oh yes, look what is up with that.
I don't know. It's so bad. I do it too. Like I'll eat like something and I'm like, oh God, do I really need it? And I'll stick my hand in the thing and I'll be like, I don't need 70,000. It's like, yes, I do. And I go upstairs and I'm like, and then the next day I'm like, man, why did I do that? What's wrong with me? Why can't I be stronger? But it's just hard. Like, I'm human, man.
Exactly.
I'm trying.
Especially there's so many things, like if you go to the supermarket or whatever, especially I'm getting in the States, there's so many options that is just there that
Yeah.
Sometimes we are weak. What can we do? As long as it's not like every day, that's fine. It's okay.
Yeah. And then they also have it at the checkout line. Like right when you're about to check out, they have, oh, it's like, are you sure you don't want this Snickers or this Twix or this Kix or like all these candies and chips and stuff? It's like, damn, like, and I'm like fighting with myself. I'm like, do I really want that candy? And I'm like reaching, I'm like, no, I don't need it. And I look at it, I'm like, maybe I want those Skittles. Do I really need that? I'm like, do I want some gum? That gum looks really good. Oh God, do I want these gummies? I'm like, get out of here, Brandi. Like,
I know.
be strong and go. Ugh, it's terrible.
Oh, I know for sure. And never go to the supermarket if you're hungry.
Oh, I know. I do it all the time. Again, this is condition is what that is. It's true. You're right. You are right. We are conditioned to do this. And you got to break these behaviors so you can do better. And then teach your family and all of that.
Mm-hmm. What I wanted to ask you, Sarcoma, I mean, obviously, if you can answer this, is that if someone says, okay, how do I know, like, what are the signs to see? Because it doesn't, okay, so let's say if you have like a little lump, how can you understand? I mean, obviously, yes, don't leave it and go to the doctor, but what were the signs? Because you said you had fatigue, even though you were sleeping a lot. Like, what are the top signs, let's say, even though in general, I feel that it's for every person different?
Yeah. Well, cancer, again, you know, it presents itself in many different facets and forms. You know, it comes out however it wants to show up. But with Ewing sarcoma, it's usually a tumor, so it's a mass. And if the tumor/mass is over or bigger than a golf ball, then you want to go get it checked out. And also it's important to monitor like the speed that it's growing, like how fast it's growing, if the shape is changing. So you want to also keep an eye out for that. And then also breaking bones easily. So bone cancer, you know, if you have cancer in your bone, you're fracturing things all the time, you're bruising really easily. So stuff like that. And then it's just regular fatigue, but it's important just to listen to your body just in general. So if you're really tired all the time and this is not something that's normal for you, go get it checked out. There's nothing wrong with being your own self-advocate, showing yourself self-love and care by getting yourself checked out, because that's like the best medicine. And going to the doctors and seeing what's going on. Get yourself checked out. It's really important, and listening. So it's the tumors and monitoring the size of it. If it's big, small, is it growing? How fast is it growing? Are there any other ones? Does it hurt? Stuff like that.
I agree on what you said, though, that not be your own doctor, but in general, I feel that a lot of people, I mean, I'll put myself in it also, that we don't know our bodies 100%.
Yeah.
And we don't actually put that like time to do it. We're like, okay, yeah, because the first thing you do is you wake up in the morning, you're in a rush, you say, you know, I need to do this, and that. And I actually read this article somewhere. You know, a lot of people, we usually feel uncomfortable, like being in front of a mirror. Like, sit there, you know, see your body, know every part of it. Because that's how you will be able, if there's like an alarm somewhere, and your body's warning you, you will actually be like, okay, you know, I didn't have that there. Like, what is up with that? Or it could be anything. As you said, there's so many things that can show up. It's not just one thing. It's not like only cancer.
Right. Yeah, and so it's important to listen to your body. Your body communicates itself, or communicates to your brain, to you, whatever, and it presents stuff. So if you're not feeling well, you get sick. If you know, you have a bug bite or something's like invaded in your skin and it took a bite out of you, it gets in, you know, it creates a little bug bite. Like it's communicating to you something's going on. Pay attention to whatever's happening to that part of the body. So it's important to be in tune with your body, to listen to it, and to give yourself some sort of like leeway. Like you don't have to be the superhero all the time and think that, you know, you got to tough it out. And really, you probably should go get it checked out. You know, that's the strongest, best, most like best thing you can do for yourself and your family as well. Like it's, I feel like trauma or cancer or whatever, like it doesn't just affect that person. It affects the parents, the siblings, the kids, then those kids, their friends, and then their kids' parents. Like it affects the community, it affects everybody. It's like a huge domino effect when someone gets sick and something happens to somebody. It just doesn't happen to you. So you looking out for yourself is really helping the whole and the community as a collective.
I totally agree, because I've noticed this, which I think it needs to stop in general. I mean, I'm sure you've noticed it also. I have people at work that, I don't know, let's say they have, I don't know, let's say something on their skin. Like, I don't know, I remember something happened the other day, but I can't remember what it was exactly. Yes, so let's say they have something on the skin, or like, oh, you know what, my hand has been hurting for like 3 months. And it's like, you're a hero of like, oh, and I'm like, okay, you know, you need to go and check it out. Like, that's not normal, or this and that. And it's like we've made it into like, oh, you know, tough people. Like, oh, I don't need to see it. Like, I'm fine. Oh, it will just go away by itself. Oh, you know what? I'm like, you know, so strong. Nothing can happen. There's so many like, different scenarios that people will say to you, and it's like it's like. Not like a hero kind of. It's like, oh yes, you know, you're like so strong and stuff. Like you're supposed to say something like that back.
Yeah.
Like it's like clever, or you know, you're smart if you do that. When you're actually proving the opposite. I mean, that's how I see it. At least. When someone says something to me like that, I'm like, are you that stupid to actually answer it that way?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I have to get checked out all the time. I'm a huge hypochondriac now. Like, I don't care what it is. I can bang my toe, and if something looks crazy, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to the doctors and get that checked out. Like, I don't know what that is, or it could be anything. If I eat something and maybe like it made my stomach hurt, now my stomach is hurting longer, or you know, it's not the same kind of pain. Like I'm making sure that everything is okay, because I know that even if you think you're the most healthiest person, like something could go wrong, and it could be something really, really, really bad. So it's better to like jump on it as early as possible versus super late when it's too late, and then there's no options to get rid of it, or you know, for your longevity to be prolonged.
And as you said, you were 24. It's not an age thing.
Yep. 24 years old. I was like, what? Cancer? How's that even possible? In my leg? Like, you can get cancer there? I thought it was only like your brain, or like, you know, breast cancer, or lung cancer, throat cancer. I didn't know that you could get it anywhere. Like, you can have, I know someone who had cancer in their finger. Like, you can get it anywhere. In their eye, finger, nose, lips, tongue, you know, mouth. You can get it anywhere in the body. So you got to be careful.
Know that now.
Yeah, you can get it anywhere in the body. Like, it doesn't matter where. There's like no off limits.
Okay. Well, that's the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know that there's so many types. I just, you know, when you said about the finger, I was like, what?
Yeah. And so that person had it in her thumbnail, and so she had it in her thumb, but it was a skin cancer. It was in her thumbnail, in her thumb. Yeah. And so the way she found out, she was like at the nail salon, getting her nails done, and she had like a blue streak in her nail, and it was really sore, and it hurt her, you know, it was really hurting her. So she went and got it checked out, and she found out she had skin cancer in her thumb.
That's crazy.
It is. Like, you never know what's going to happen. So you got to look at yourself, check yourself out, feel all over yourself, what's going on, eat good, you know, pay attention to what your body's saying. Because it happens. It sucks when it does, because once you're going through all of that, like you're making promises. You're like, oh my God, I swear to God, when I get better, I'm never going to do this again. And you're going to pay attention. And how did I miss all these signs? It's like your body tried to give them to you and you ignored every single one of them.
No, yeah, I agree. Yes. So people be aware of that. For sure. I want to ask you about your book.
Yeah, my book.
Yes.
Oh, I have my book.
Tell us
Well,
about
this
your
is
book.
my book here. Yes. Yes.
Nice. Very
So,
nice.
this handy dandy book. I wrote this book in 2000. Okay, no. And not 2009. What did I do? I think I started a journal.
Mm-hmm.
And the journal was like dedicated to my nephew at the time. So the journal was to my nephew. Mm-hmm. Everyone thought I was going to pass away. They thought I was going to die. It was just, really bad, scary. So it was dedicated to him in the event that I did pass away. And I made a promise to myself that if I got to live, I was going to take these journals and make it an actual book. And so that's what I did. I got out in 2013. I went and got my master's degree. I used my journal as my thesis, gave it to my thesis committee people. They loved it. That was great. They said to publish it. I definitely published it. And then in 2018, I finally published it like 5 years later. And that's how I came with my book called The Enemy Inside. And so it's about being deployed in Iraq. It's about adversity. It's about hope. Just about my experience with being diagnosed with cancer, being in Iraq, fighting for my country, and then to come home on my homeland to now fight an enemy inside of my body that's trying to kill me, which was Ewing sarcoma cancer. So it's an interesting play on words for the title. I think I'm most proud about that. That's pretty cool. But
that's a good one.
yeah. I thought it was interesting how at first this wasn't even the title. I had something way more not very good. It wasn't good at all. But I came up with this like one day. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna call it The Enemy Inside Me, and this is why it's gonna be called that. But yeah, you can find it on Amazon.
That was my next question.
Find it on my website. Huh?
That was my next question. Like, where can you find it?
Yeah, you can get it on Amazon. You can get it on my website, which is brandilbenson.com. And yeah, that's about my book there.
Very interesting, very interesting. And I saw you also do paintings.
Oh yeah, you know what? I have some. They're in my closet. Let me.
Yes.
You're just asking so much stuff. Hold on. I'll be right back. 1 second. Let me show you these paintings. All right. So I made this painting. It's huge. But I made it. Yeah, this one's like a really big one.
I love it. Cute. I love it. I love anything.
But yeah, I made this one, and it's pretty cool. It's nice. It's called a Dutch pour. Yeah. Anyways, so I got a bunch of them. I made a whole bunch. Anyways, it's called a Dutch pour, and it's acrylic paint. And so I paint them. I swear I have like a huge closet full of I have a gallery back over here. There's a lot of stuff in there. But so I sell them, and I sell, different prices stuff. But 10% goes to the Sarcoma Alliance, since I'm the brand ambassador for that. I'm helping trying to raise awareness and all that good stuff. So if you guys
tell us. Give us more information, please.
Yes, all right. So Sarcoma Alliance is an organization that helps individuals that have sarcoma cancer. So they don't do much with the research, which is, to me, I think it's much better. So they're there for the here and now. So they give you resources, education, and support that you need right now, versus somebody who is going through sarcoma cancer and you're donated to the research and the cure that's going to be in the future. But right now you're sick, you need help now. So what can that individual or that program do for you? So that's why I ended up joining with them, because I feel like we're helping people in the here and now and real life, versus the future, where people may not have the future or the ability to make it to whatever that time frame is. So we do great things with that. We actually have something called the Sarcoma Exchange. It's going to be on September 10th to the 12th, I believe. Don't quote me. I'll have to post it. It's in LA. I'll be speaking at that event. I'm really excited about that. I think that's going to be great. But again, it's got a lot of paintings. I have a lot of paintings, a ton of them. And 10%, if you guys buy it goes to the Sarcoma Alliance.
Great, great. You need to, I need to get it off from your page, and then I can upload it as a story or something so that people can see. And what I always do, the drum roll, what I always do when, if I have a live with someone that, well, obviously, not usually, like 100%, whoever I have on the live, I actually love what they do. So that's how I reach out at them. And so, like the lady I told you that she writes these books and about like children and stuff. So I actually bought the book. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna buy a painting.
Oh,
yes, there you go.
Okay,
yes,
yeah.
Of course, because I love that you actually, it's not I'm just doing paintings, which I mean that would be great also. Like that's fine, but I love that there's a cause behind it.
Yeah.
So
I feel like it's important.
Yes,
I don't know. I have a lot of stuff now.
Cost you to ship it out here, though.
Oh no, I'll ship it out. Don't worry about it. I'll handle the shipping. Don't worry. Just let me know, and we'll get it done for you. Yeah, I need to upload some. I have one really cool one, but I'll show it later. We're like close on time, but yeah.
Do you have like all kinds of sizes?
So they're all original. So they're all already made, and they're not like duplicates or replicates of anything. But they are different sizes. So I have some really large ones. I have small ones. I have like medium-sized ones. I have lots of, and you can tell me if you want a certain size, and you want like some sort of colors that you want in it, or whatever, and I can make it for you.
Okay, all right. This is another surprise, all right? So I'm gonna buy 2 of them. This is alive. I can't take it back if I say it now, okay?
You can't take it back. Everyone on here, I know you guys see her. You listen, okay?
All right, so I'm gonna buy 2. I'm gonna buy 2. One is for my house, and second, I'm gonna do a giveaway. So there you go. So stay tuned. That's gonna be
I love it.
Yes, that's gonna be the surprise. So the one I would choose the one. And then the second one, you can do like whatever you want. Like, you can put whatever colors you want.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right, there you go.
Yay! You're going to be the reason why I start painting again. I was like,
yes,
because it takes a lot of time. My office looked like a damn art gallery. It was crazy. I had paintings everywhere. I had paint all over the place. It looked insane. I was like, oh God, I got to like fix this up. It looks a little chaotic. So I kind of retired my paintbrush for a while, and
no. That's the deal. That's the deal. That you have to start again, and now I will buy 2 of them. There you go.
I'm excited. I'll have to tag you in my page. I have a page, an art page. Well, it's on my. If you go to my main account, you can see it. It's on there.
Okay. Great. I love it. Okay. Last question. Is what are in general your future plans, like your goals? Like, is it something, because obviously you're doing the paintings that you're helping, you've wrote the book that obviously can help so many people reading your story. Is there something else that you have as a goal for that awareness?
Yeah, well, I think it might be kind of a crazy goal, but I think it'd be amazing. So I'm going to go to DC, and I'm going to lobby for more awareness and research for sarcoma cancer. I don't know how that's going to go. I have no clue, but I've made that up in my mind. I'm going to do it. When? I don't know, but it's going to happen. So that's a goal of mine that I want to do. And then I would love for it to be an option for kids 18 and younger to have the option to have this test ran for them to see if they have sarcoma cancer, because it affects kids mostly. It barely affects adults. It's mostly children. So to have that as an option if they want to get tested, whatever that test looks like, I'm not quite sure, but I think that'd be amazing to have that as an option for individuals, especially like high risk people, which are the young boys that are Caucasian. So, you know, if they could have that in their little medical plan somehow and get themselves checked out once a month or whatever the time frame is, that I think that would be really amazing to have some sort of test that's catered towards you and sarcoma to give them a fighting chance. My God, you know, people are dying left and right from this stuff, and it spreads really, 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 really quickly. And when you find out, it's kind of like it's too late. It's gone everywhere by then. But that's I think that would be amazing.
Both of the things have been amazing. Like you just, that's great. That's great. I love it. I love it. I love people that are all about, you know, making this world a better place and changing it and actually doing something. I mean, okay, you don't have to be like, so, you know, everyone has to be ambitious and stuff. But that's what I was saying in the previous life, that I feel we're here to make things better, not just wake up and live a, you know, 9 to 5 job and come back, eat and go to sleep. Like there's more.
Yeah.
You can do you can change the world in so many ways. It doesn't have to be like, you know, the things that you won't go, like go to DC. It could be like smaller, but we can change it.
Yeah.
So I love it. I love it. Yes, you're amazing. I love
Thank you.
Like it was, yes, great. You see, this is what I love. Like what Instagram and social media can do. It's not all about selfies and stuff. It's amazing. So thanks so much for today.
Yeah.
Yes, I can't wait to have a second live with you, and you know, you will give me an amazing update of your life.
Yes, and, we'll do it.
I'm so excited about the paintings.
Oh my God, me too. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta tag her on these pictures, and I'll let you pick whatever
for sure.
Like.
Tag me, and everyone needs to go and follow you for sure once they see this live. And we'll be doing a story of your book and everything. And just thank you for today.
Yeah, this is really fun. I appreciate it, and thank you for allowing me to share my story on your platform, and for being amazing and getting these stories out and facing the elephant in the room.
Yeah, that's the one. Thank you so much. Have a lovely evening. We will speak again.
All right. Talk to you later. Thank you again.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.